Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Barra, in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is a Tell the Truth Wednesday with a news update, and we're going to have Cristin and Dyanha, the mushroom ladies, as I like to call them. I think they need a separate mushroom ladies channel of their own. Are going to be on to talk about the wonderful benefits of MikeBarraPets.com, which is going to be it's just, look, they're epic. The mushroom treatment stuff is fantastic. MikeBarraPets.com is the place to go for that, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm gonna take a few minutes here for people to get in the stream. I also, it's weird. I really dislike the current setup with Restream, the software that I use to stream. It is pretty good product, but it's weird when I set up the stream a certain way, then it creates like preview channels that you can share to social media and tell people, hey, I'm going to do a live stream in an hour. The new way to do it enables me to have people on Rumble actually be in the chat so I can click on them and talk to them, which is something that we prefer, but it doesn't allow you to send out pre-notifications prior to the stream actually starting. So what you have to do is what I'm doing right now, subtly while I'm trying to talk to you guys, is basically start the stream, then get the link, and then share it like I just did on Telegram. So we're gonna take a couple minutes here for everybody to pop over um, from Telegram and from various other social media to get in here. Oh wait, oh, Diana's already here. Hi, Diana. We aren't going to take too long. I can't hear you, but she's already in here. So we're going to take a few minutes, talk about some things. I'm going to give you a news update as to what's going on. First of all, though, let me do a quick rundown. Don't forget, you can always pick up these shows over at MikeBarra.com or MikeBarra.blogspot.com. It's basically the same site. And what you do there is just go, you can pick up any of the shows, like last night's Toxically Masculine Tuesday, which was really awesome. You can pick up lectures I've done, find links to my books, look at all the past shows, videos I've done, like on the Calvine UFO photo where I actually solved that mystery 100%. Interviews with people like Marina Sarin. Marina's going to come down, it looks like, to Sholo, Arizona in June. There's a weekend in June that's coming up. I'm going to be there. Marina and I are both going to be there. And some other folks are going to be joining us for an epic weekend where you basically get access to us for the entire weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll have a dance party. We'll have lots of fun stuff. And it's going to be in Sholo, Arizona, at a beautiful ranch facility up there. It may be one of those haunted ranches like Skinwalker or the Bradshaw Ranch. We don't know. We'll see. But that's coming up, and I'm going to be announcing that pretty soon. So those kinds of things are happening. Also, please don't forget to swing on over to the Quantum Summit website. It's quantumsummit1776.com, where you can get tickets to the upcoming Quantum Summit 2. It's me, it's Mel Carmine, it's a bunch of other really cool people in Cape Canaveral, Florida, March 8th and 9th, 2025 is the event. You'll see Dr. Jan Halper Hayes there. I will be there. Mark Z will be there. Zester will be there. Let's slide over to the speakers. Laura Eisenhower, some other people I'm not wild about, but Michael Jaco will be there, and some really super cool people. So it is going to be an epic event at Cape Canaveral, Florida, March 8th and 9th, 2025. I will be there. You need to be there. And we need to get this thing going. So show up and come on out. And I'm going to be doing my special presentations on aliens and JFK and the secret history of the United States. The secret financial history of the United States will be really important stuff for you guys to see. A lot of people haven't heard that, but they will. Also, please don't forget to get over and hang out with our other super cool sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at the CBDGurus.com. Just slide on down to the wholesale tab, hit Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, no capital A, no S on the end. Get this week's specials. There's also an additional cash additional 12% discount on all those super cool CBD based products for your health. Wonderful stuff, wonderful people. I'm thinking about having Matt on Friday for as a special guest for a news update on Friday. And yeah, I do think I'm going to be doing a news update on Friday. I'd like the news to be, well, the RV has started and it's all over. Okay, so moving on to a couple other things now. We're going to hit the news now and talk about what's been going on. I want to give you guys some tips. There's a couple things that are relevant now that are important. And one of the things that's really interesting is that immigration has been a net drag on the U.S. economy for a long time. The so-called dreamers are really costing us tons of money out of pocket. But Donald Trump has started something new today, and he announced it just yesterday. And I want to go over what this really is because it is relevant to what we're all waiting for, which is the RV news. So let's let President Trump explain what he's going to do here.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks, Howard? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there
Wait a minute.
requirements for that
Hang on a
gold
sec.
card? Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low-priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are number one in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things. But generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but they'll have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about.
Okay, so why is this significant? It's significant because what he's talking about is enough money just from this program to pay off the national debt and put us in about a $15 trillion surplus if he gets his 5 million or 10 million immigrants. So not only are we shifting from the do nothing, net suck, net negative immigration. The next, as we run 10 million illegal immigrants who are here simply to get welfare and suck off the teat of the American taxpayer, we're going to replace them with people who are bringing $5 million into the country. So we get 10 million out and 10 million in. These are going to be wealthy people. They're going to be professional people. They're not going to have criminal records. If they commit criminal acts, guess what? They're going to lose their green card and be deported, or their gold card and be deported. And we can pay off the national debt. Now, it is not a coincidence that he's calling this a gold card. It is not a coincidence at all, because this is going to give you cover for what we know is about to happen under Nasara, which is that the national debt is going to disappear. And America is going to go into a golden age, which Donald Trump has said repeatedly, in the next 10 or 20 years. So we are right there. This is simply another means of covering for Nasara. That's all it is. We may never actually get those 10 million immigrants that are willing to pay 5 million. I personally think we're going to get way more than that, actually. But even if we don't get them, it can be used as a cover for doing things like, I don't know, using the 35 trillion Iraqi dinars we have in the treasury, which are going to be put into the sovereign wealth fund to pay off the national debt. So they can now, it's a shell game. They can move a bunch of stuff around and say, oh, this is how we paid off the national debt. Just like in 1998, when all of a sudden we had gone from a budget deficit to a budget surplus in 98, 99, and 2000. And then George W. Bush gave you your Bush Bucks tax rebate of a mere, I don't know, $750 or something. How did that happen? It happened because of the revaluation of the Kuwaiti dinar, which was the test run for what we've been waiting for, the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, which was supposed to happen, in 2011. June 30th, 2011 is when it was supposed to happen. If it had happened that way, it would have fallen mostly into the hands of the deep state, and we would be under a horrific tyranny right now, even though some of us would be better off financially. Thank God it did not happen that way. So now we're in the situation that we are in today. Okay. Where are we today? I'm going to give you the news update that I have. I have it on absolute authority that, how can I put this? Numismatic people that have brought in, we've talked about bonds, right? I know of a bond guy who brought in foreign bonds, German railroad bonds, Yellow Dragon bonds from China, historic Filipino Super Pacelli bonds, and things like that, to the Treasury. He got paid about 2 weeks ago now, verified that he's been paid. The other aspect of this was people bringing in precious metals to the United States Treasury that had a certain value. Some of these are called, well, let's call it there's a thing called a golden gun. The golden gun is an ornate box, and I've got pictures of them, and maybe I'll post them on Telegram later. If you subscribe to Mike Barrett on Telegram, maybe I'll post them later. They're these ornate guns made of gold. Believe me, the Ian Fleming novel and film, James Bond, The Man with the Golden Gun, there was a story behind that. There was a story behind that. But the golden guns are symbolic of a treasure trove of precious metals that are held beyond that. In other words, if I have a golden gun box, and these again are very ornate box from, let's say, the 1920s or 30s or even back into the 1800s, that represents a certain specific amount of gold, and each one is different. There is a certificate in them that tells you how much it actually represents. Let's say it represents 10, 20 metric tons of gold. I don't know. Can represent anything. But the people who hold these are sovereign individuals from ancient families who have pledged that they will bring their gold reserves into the world, put it on ledger at the right time. Now, I have 1,000% verification from my best source and a guy I really trust that two of those were paid out yesterday to someone who brought them in to the tune of $5 billion. So people who brought gold on ledger during the revaluation GCR process to help back the rejuvenation of humanity are now being paid out. So that is extremely significant. From another bond contact, in other words, what they were paid was fiat currency. Okay, to keep that in mind. That fiat currency is going to be exchangeable for the gold currency when we go to gold. The bond contracts were supposed to have started to come out yesterday. I have heard that they did to certain people, but not my people. So I have a bond contact who's waiting. I believe Mark Z does too, at least one, if not two, to get their contracts. They have not received their contracts yet. And effectively, as I've been told, the contract is the same thing as getting paid, because once you sign the contract electronically and send it back, the money's in your account that you're going to get your commission, 15 minutes later or that same day. I have also been told, this is big, the new currency will be out next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is March the 4th. It is the State of the Union address. It would make absolute total sense for Donald Trump to announce the new gold-backed currency that day. The fact that it aligns with that is fascinating. Now, yesterday I did a show with Mel Carmine, the forecast, two ladies, Elisa and Victoria, and me and Mel, and we just shoot the shit about what the next week is going to bring. And it's interesting because Victoria's psychic, and she said, I don't see any of this happening until March the 10th. Well, another psychic friend of mine, who you may or may not know, told me that she saw me getting the first of my redemption payout basically on March the 10th. She said the day you get back or the day after you get back from Florida. Well, I'm coming back from Florida on March the 10th to Las Vegas. So to have those two people who are not connected and don't know each other say the same thing, and it will be less than a week after Trump's speech, I think is highly significant. So what's different now is this. We are still waiting on bond information from people who are expecting their bond contracts to be paid out. Now, this is on the private side of bonds, okay? Not the public side. There were people who went out, found people with historic bonds, they brought them in, passed them to the Treasury, they received their commission. They've been receiving their commissions now for a couple of weeks. Now the people who brought gold in to the Treasury are being paid out, including golden guns, which is, again, a promise of a much larger. It's not the value of the gold in the golden gun box you're getting compensated for. It's the gold behind it that you possess, that you verified that you possess. So, and God, I hope I'm not breaking any rules. So That's what I have. Now, in order for me to be receiving funds in my account around March the 10th, um, I would need to go to my redemption appointment sometime in the next week to 10 days. So we shall see if that happens. That's what we're waiting for. On that note, what I'm told is once again, everyone is lined up for it to be tonight. They were lined up for it to be last night. Woke up this morning, no notifications. But once again, they are lining everything up to go through tonight. And I do not know and have not been told what the issue was, why it didn't go last night. We just know that it hasn't gone yet. But guys, there, and again, I hate to be I love Wolvie. I don't want to be like Wolvie. Oh, guys, things are moving. Things are moving in the areas around us, the tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3 that have to go before we go. So that's the news. All right, Dyanha and Cristin are coming on here in a minute. About a minute. The pet ladies, mushroom ladies, as I like to call them. Need a mushroom channel, mushroom ladies channel. Just gonna go through and see if I got any questions real quick before we bring you in, Dyanha. Hi, Libby. Hi, everybody. I mean, Cassandra, I hope that's good news. It's not the news we want, but it's good news. I'm tired of giving you good news for other people that got paid, but the fact that they got paid makes it almost indisputable that we will get paid. Also, there was a tax bill passed this morning. Actually, it's a continuing resolution, which includes conceptually the concept of no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. Was voted on by the House and approved. It is not a bill to actually do those things, but that should be coming next. I don't know why they go through all this bullshit. Why don't we just write up the bill and pass it? Why don't we just write up a bill and pass just that part of it? Also, they're talking about Medicaid cuts. There are no cuts to Medicaid in this. There's simply, again, a commitment that they will reduce Medicaid spending. That does not mean people receive less benefits. It means they find all the fraudsters and thieves and fake dead people that are receiving benefits that should not be receiving them. Hi Lee, a lot of people over from the Rumble side. I like that I can hit on and bring Rumble people in. Jules in Maryland, hit that thumbs up button. That's right. I had to hunt down the live today. Yeah, because I can't post a there's got to be something wrong with Restream. I've got to go through their help process and get it so that I can, put out absolutely put out the link ahead of time so people know ahead of time that the show's coming the top of the hour. But again, the shows are Monday, Wednesday at 1 Eastern. And maybe we'll start adding Friday to that. At least I will. Jen will not be on it, but I will be there. Elizabeth, you're welcome. What are my thoughts on the intel Bruce shared last night? Same thing I'm hearing. And I don't have the same sources as Bruce. I'm not some Dino guru. I don't have all these great high level people talking to me, but I do have some good people that are connected to high level people. Batman thinks it's going to be a big week. All right. Give us the intel that you can. Okay, this one we're going to save for Cristin and Dyanha. Any other questions? Rumble is working today. Yeah, the problem with Rumble on Monday was a problem with Rumble. It wasn't anything to do with the stream. So, okay, get that one marked. Just trying to get a few things here. How can an intermediary be paid before the actual bondholder? The bondholder is paid. The intermediary gets paid afterwards. The bondholder's already been paid. Oh my God, Michelle Trachtenberg died? You're kidding me. Oh my God, she was so cute. Especially in Eurotrip. God, she was adorable. That's terrible. I didn't know she was sick or anything. Wow. That's shocking to me. Let's hope and pray she wasn't vaxxed. All right, guys, hang on, mushroom ladies. I'm just checking to see if there's any other questions we want to answer here. It would be fascinating if they released the Epstein list Tuesday morning. I'm just going to speculate that I think the reason they're holding on the Epstein list is to get votes that they want through, to tell people, look, you're on the list, and we're going to put it out unless you vote a certain way on this particular resolution in the House or the Senate. Do you think the odds of major arrests for congressmen could happen at the State of the Union? That would be great. That would be great. Just have the marshals walk in and remove them from the Congress. No updates on the Bolivar rate. No, Jen will be back on Monday. So Jen and her daughters are home now. Well, good. I'm glad her daughter's surgery went well. She had oral surgery. Do you think the investigation into Fort Knox fits into the possibility of Goldback current? Oh yeah. So the question is, are they going to go in there and find it empty, or are they going to go in there and find it stacked to the gills? It'll be interesting. Phil's on tonight. Oh, great. Just told you why I think they're delaying the list. Now we need Pam Bondi to get off her ass and release the JFK files. Yeah, so I can prove that my theory on JFK is correct. All right, guys, let's slide over to the Mushroom Ladies. We're going to bring in Dyanha and Cristin from MikeBarrettPets.com. You know, guys, it would really help if I actually had MikeBarrettPets.com up here on the screen. MikeBarrettPets.com, which is a very, very cool website. And let me go. That. Hi, Cristin. How you doing?
I'm great.
Dyanha, how are you doing?
Fantastic. Hey, so we got a notice today on Telegram that Elon had a new post, and it said, "Hello, Elon. This week I had 5 things I accomplished. I laid on my window and looked out the window. I laid on my daddy's lap, Mike, and then I laid on my uncle's lap, Dave, and then I looked out the window again, and then I looked out the door. Next week I'll try to do better. Love, Miss Fluffy Muffy."
Yeah. oh, yeah. She did all those things.
Yeah.
All right, guys. To a certain extent, I'm just gonna kind of let Cristin. What does your T-shirt say? My pets on mushrooms is yours. Yeah, I already knew what it said. I just like making her stand up like that. Okay, thank you guys for being here. I can't flirt with her because her husband Kurt is big, and I'm not gonna mess with him. But wherever I can get a little angle on it. All right, guys. If you don't know, Mike Barrett Pets is a wonderful website. Cristin and Dyanha set it up for me. We have some customers that have tried the products. They've been great. I use them on my own pets. Barkley is doing fantastic on the Mojos and the Mush Puppies. And again, Dyanha, I'm just going to tell you, every time I take him to the park, people ask how old he is. And I say 12, almost 12. And they're like, "Oh, you thought he was a puppy. I thought he was 2. I thought he was 3. And I say, well, guess what? I pull out my sticker with MikeBarrettPets.com and I say, hey, this is what I've got him on. It's wonderful stuff. So,
oh, nice.
Why don't you guys just kind of go through and explain? I'll, as questions come up in the chat, I'll mark them. We can get to questions later if you want, and just kind of tell us what everything is all about, and I'll take myself out of the flow for the moment.
Well, we got a couple of quick public service announcements. First of all, I'm Dyanha. Cristin, there's Cristin, and we're both certified in pet nutrition, and Cristin is certified in mycology. I will say we have something really important that we're going to bring up, and I'm going to send it to Mike so he can put it in the Telegram room. If your animal is microchipped, the biggest microchip company has gone out of business, closed its door, and turned off the subscription. So if your dog is lost, and it's with the company Save This Life, and it goes to a shelter and gets scanned, it will show up as nothing. So any of you that have your animals microchipped, please, please, please call your vet, get the microchip number, see what company it is. If it is Save This Life, then you need to call another company and register that number. The company PetLink is actually offering a really great deal for $9.99 for life. Of course, you have Home Again, you have AKC Renite, a few places, but this is really, really important. Microchipping is the way you get your animal back. And if the microchip has gone dark, you're out of luck. So really important that you guys do that. And I'll send that to Mike so he can put it in the Telegram room. Gosh, today we're gonna do something a little different. We have so many testimonials. The testimonials just keep flying. And I wake up every morning so excited. I feel like this purpose and this mission that Cristin and I and so many others are on is just helping us so much and helping animals. We just had the most incredible testimonial yesterday from a woman who met us a little over a year and a half ago, and she literally was 2 weeks to 3 weeks to live in hospice. It was a mess. And she's now no longer in hospice. She actually wants to become an affiliate. She is no longer got 2 different forms of cancer. Her numbers went from 89 to 17, 25 being healthy. These types of testimonials, she's out of a wheelchair. She's no longer using a walker. She's living her life to the fullest now because she just embraced this mushroom, the Coriellus versicolor mushroom, which, you know, we've talked about it a lot, and it is just a simple, God-given, grown mushroom. But it is critical that you get the right strain, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But we're a pet health company with a pet parent corner. We're the only company of its kind that is doing what we're doing. And the reason that we're doing this is because we've seen the studies, and Cristin's going to share the history of the company. But Penn State Veterinarian School has said, if your dog has cancer and it takes the Coriellus versicolor mushroom, it will live longer and healthier. If your animal does not have cancer and it takes the Coriellus versicolor mushroom, the chances of it getting cancer will be decreased. That is such a flippin' bold statement. And for a university to put that in writing, you know they got some pushback. So they had to have been 100% confident that what they were saying was true. And the thing that's so cool about this company is that everything we do, all the things Mike's scrolling through, these are things that we have irrefutable test results to show how they work. Plus, they're affordable. The reason I became an affiliate with this company is because I had a dog that I want to keep around forever. He's a hot mess. He's going to be 11 this year. And just like Barkley, people think he's a puppy. He just looks like a little puppy. And he's been on our product since he was 4. I saw such incredible results with animals and people. But then what happened?
He's a little fierce, that one.
Oh, he is. He's a hot mess.
He's
a hot mess. Yeah, he is a hot mess. Cody is a mess. But in all fairness, he was abused as a baby and he was beaten. So his first defense is to disable your hands. He'll bite your hands, which is kind of pretty smart when you think about it. He just gets rid of the weapon. But 2 years into this company, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. It was the scariest time of my life because the pandemic was in full swing. Everything was closed. You couldn't get operated on. You couldn't even get into a doctor's office. Everything had to be done by teledoc. And I had nothing in my toolbox except this mushroom. I took 10 a day. And within 30 days, I had gotten the call that I was approved to have this tumor in my colon, which could explode and kill me, removed. I went in for my pre-op blood work. I got a call and they said, "What are you doing?" And I just thought that was the bizarre question. When I'm trying to stay alive, what do you think I'm doing? I'm packing my bag to go to the hospital. And they said, "You're in remission." And I knew those were good words, but I really didn't know what it meant. Like, what does that mean? It's, well, every cancer has a marker and they measure you as to whether you're progressing or digressing. In my case, my markers were off the charts into the 10s and healthy is 2.5. I ended up having a marker that day of 0.5 in full remission. I've stayed that way. And next month on March 20th will be my 5th year anniversary where I can actually use the word C-U-R-E-D from the big C. Oh, that rhymes. C-U-R-E-D from the big C. Ooh, I like that. And I went through chemotherapy for 6 months. And that 6-month process, I didn't lose my hair. I didn't throw up. I didn't look like a cancer patient. I came out of chemotherapy better than I went in. I'm going to be 67 in a couple months. I feel better than I have felt in my whole life. And I know it's because my body was given the support that the mushroom provided to the immune system so that it could do the job it was supposed to do. It's just pretty simple. But I'm so excited because I want Cristin to share the history of why Pet Club came about and what our mission is. And then we're going to go through a few of our products and then we'll talk a little bit about the advocate program. But Cristin, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Dyanha. I'm really grateful to be able to share this story because it's such a powerful example of what the immune system's actually capable of when it has the natural support that it deserves. One of the founders of the company, his mother had a stage 4 condition in her lung, and she was being treated by Sloan Kettering. And this is decades ago. And they had gotten to the point where they had tried all of the traditional methods and nothing had helped. And they told her there was nothing more that they could do and that she needed to get her affairs in order. So they started reaching out to family members to tell them what had happened. And his name is Simon. His cousin, who's a physician in Japan, said, "I'm sorry to hear that she's going through all of this. We have this mushroom called the Coriolus versicolor mushroom that I think she should try. It will help to get her immune system supported." So they sent over this mushroom, this really pure and potent strain of the mushroom, and told her to start taking it every day, which is just a whole food. So it didn't interact with any of her medications. You can't get addicted, you can't overdose, there are no side effects to it. So they said, just take this with whatever else you're currently doing. So she started taking this Coriolus versicolor mushroom every day. And within a month, she started feeling a lot better. And after 2 months, she was feeling pretty close to normal. Now, mind you, Sloan Kettering had only given her a couple of weeks. So 4 months later, she went back to Sloan Kettering for a follow-up, which they were surprised to see her even. They didn't expect her to even make it that long. And she said she was feeling amazing. So they said, "What have you been doing?" And she told them, my nephew sent me this mushroom strain that it supported my immune system and now I'm feeling great. Well, they did some testing and they could find no evidence of disease. There were no bad cells present. So they were flabbergasted by this. That's actually where the first study in the United States started. And since then, now there are over 400 published studies done by the top organizations in the world, like Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson Cancer Center, Harvard University, the American Cancer Society. I can go on and on and on. So after this experience that Simon had with his mother, whenever they would hear of anyone else dealing with not only that condition, but several other things, they would say, "Hey, there's this really pure and potent strain of this mushroom that can help support the immune system. And if you can just get the immune system functioning optimally, it can rebuild, repair, regenerate, renew, rebalance, regulate everything that's happening inside of the body." So they would refer people to it, but it would take several weeks for it to come into the United States. So that's when they discussed it with them. They brought the strain from Japan into the United States so it could be manufactured and processed here. And they started a company offering this for people, and they were getting the most amazing testimonials from small things like colds and viruses and allergies up to the most catastrophic or serious health concerns that you could think about. They were getting tremendous testimonials. So they were really excited about that and what was happening. But then in 2017, after Steve had lost one of his dogs to cancer, and Gino lost his dog to cancer, and 2 of Steve's daughters also lost their dog to cancer in the same year. So they were feeling really upset about it and really looking into what was causing it. They found that a lot of the foods and treats and toys that we give our pets is actually toxic for them. And that's why 65% of our pets are getting cancer, and 1 out of 3 gets allergies, and 1 out of 5 is developing an autoimmune disease. We're seeing chronic arthritis, just all types of problems stemming from the foods and treats and accessories that they're getting exposed to. So they thought, we've seen what this mushroom can do for humans. I wonder if it's safe for animals. And that's when they found that study that Dyanha referred to earlier, finding that it's not only safe for animals, but it's incredibly beneficial for them. And there are tons of research to support that. So that's how this company actually started. Was they said, let's take this mushroom and let's put it into treats and gravies and just fun way to get it into our pet systems for dogs and cats and horses. And they started with little biscuits called the mush puppies and just started getting it out there. And it was absolutely incredible what happened when dogs started eating these mush puppies. Some friends of ours actually were told that they were going to have to put their 15-year-old, well, almost 15-year-old dog Zenta down because she had a really bad autoimmune disease where her paw pads were peeling off. Her fur was coming out in clumps. Her eyes were white. She was going blind. She could barely walk. She was in so much pain. They had to pick her up and carry her outside to use the restroom and then pick her up and bring her back inside. She had multiple lumps up and down her rib cage, which they assumed were cancerous. They never did the testing because she was so much older. They said that the average husky only lives to be 12. So she was almost 15. So they presumed they were cancerous, but they never knew. And so they were so sad that they were going to have to say goodbye to her. And they took a couple $100 worth of narcotics and steroids, took her home to keep her comfortable on home hospice. And we found out about what they were going through. And we said, look, have you heard of this mushroom? We have these little biscuits called mush puppies. I wonder what her immune system could do for her. And they decided, well, it couldn't hurt. You know, there were so many studies on how this mushroom actually modulates the immune system so that it's helpful for autoimmune conditions. So they started giving her 3 to 4 of these just little dog biscuits every single day. And within 4 days, they called us and let us know that she had jumped on the couch, which she hadn't done in a year and a half. And they were like, is it, you think it's these mushrooms? We're like, have you done anything else different? They're like, no, it's got to be these mushrooms. So we said, well, let's keep doing it. You know, we have nothing to lose. So they kept giving her these mush puppies. After a month, she was walking on her own. Her paw pads are healing. Her fur's growing back in. Her eyes were clearing up. She was regaining her vision. She was allowing them to pet her, where before she was in so much pain. So at that point, they decided to just solely use the Coriolis versicolor mushroom through this company because, again, it's a really pure and potent strain. And they started her on the special sauce as well as the mush puppies. And a couple months later, the lumps in her side were gone. She ended up living another 4.5 years. She was almost 20 years old. And we actually lost her to an accident. We didn't lose her to being sick or an illness. So from that point, we realized how powerful the immune system was and what it's capable of doing. And a lot of people, after about a year of giving these mushroom products to their dogs and cats and horses, were like, this is amazing. An animal has no idea what a placebo is. They have no clue there's a mushroom inside these treats or this gravy that we're giving them. But within about a week or so, they're noticing such a positive turnaround and such great improvements. They were like, wait a minute, can we get this for people too? And so that's why they created the human section of the website as well, where you can get those in-force capsules like Dyanha took, so that people can also get that immune support through the Coriolis versicolor mushroom into their bodies. So it's just really incredible, regardless of what you're experiencing. I saw someone that had mentioned that their dog was itching a lot and having issues with their fur and their coat. I highly recommend, we have this special sauce that has not only the Coriolis versicolor mushroom in it, but also vitamins and minerals and antioxidants in it that will be incredibly helpful, whether that's from anxiety or allergies. The immune system knows. The immune system knows what's causing it. So if we can get the proper foods into your pet's body, then that can be really helpful for them and help them to turn around.
What's amazing is Zenta died right before she was 20, but the day before Zenta died, she did a 5-mile hike. Mm-hmm. And she had been doing 5-mile hikes every day. It's just incredible to see this. And it's so simple. Sometimes we say, oh, it's, what does it do? What does it do? It does nothing but support the immune system. The immune system is so amazing. We just need to give it the support that it needs so it can do the job that it needs. And I just love everything about that. So let's just talk a little bit about ordering and all of the things that people can do. We have a smart ship program, which is amazing, that you can go on, you can order. And here's the cool thing about it. I've been on smart ship programs in the past where no matter what you did, you couldn't get out of them. It was like an act of Congress. And our smart ship program allows you to get free shipping. And then along with the free shipping, you can edit, put it on hold, put it on pause. And then when you're ready to go in and order again, you can just hit the button and click on the button and all your information's right there. So our smart ship program is really, really great. And it does, again, gives you free shipping, which right now, shipping is crazy. And then we have an affiliate program at MikeBarraPets.com. And I want to do an Easter giveaway for Mike. So Mike, we're going to think of a contest where we can offer an Easter giveaway for some food. So we want to get some good numbers in the next couple months so we can support that program. program. So if you go to MikeBarraPets.com and order some things, we can actually start putting some funds away that we can do this program for Easter. But the affiliate program is pretty amazing for people that want to be a voice. And, you know, Cristin and I both say we feel like we're on a mission, a mushroom mission, a mineral mission, a nutritional mission, just to get these products into the hands of people and pets and help them have better lives. If you'd like to be part of the affiliate program, send me an email at mikebarrapets@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to talk to you about what's involved. It's really simple, and it's just a great way to share the product. And again, if you have an animal like Angela, you know, or Deborah Dyer, your 12-year-old pup, first of all, we want to try to get them off those drugs as soon as possible. Those drugs, just like with human drugs, are affecting its liver, affecting its kidneys. The pharmaceutical industry has infiltrated the veterinarian world just like it has the human world. 34% of the money that veterinarians make from pharmaceuticals. It's crazy. So I would definitely get this pup on the mushroom. And if you just email me, we'll talk a little bit about which product would be best for what this little one's going through. And I'm also going to suggest something else. I'm also going to suggest the chill doggies, because this pup, you said he's licking himself to death. Sometimes when they're licking themselves so much, they've developed a habit and they just can't seem to break that habit. So the chill doggies, because of the lion's mane that's in it, because of all the things that are in this product, will actually help to calm the dog down. It will help to take the dog to a different level mentally so that it's not thinking about how it has to, you know, lick all the time. So it is important. But yeah, so our products are simple. They're affordable. We also have bulk buying. So if somebody wants to buy a lot, we can give them really good discounting. A few families can go together and buy products. But yeah, that's who we are. That's what we're doing. And we'd like to answer any questions that anyone has. Mike, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, well, I have the, you know, again, this is the one you just answered. I think that I will tell people again that I would like to be using even more of this stuff. But right now what I've got is, and sorry, Cristin, you're like getting blocked out. Maybe we'll flip you over to the other side so we can still see everybody. I didn't mean to block your face there. Yeah, I mean, I've got just Barkley just on the mush on the, I'm blanking the,
He's on the Mojos. And is he on the mush ponies too? Mush puppies, I mean.
We froze. But I did see a question about a horse with sweet itch. We do have a product called the Mush Ponies that you can use that has the coriander versicolor mushroom in it. You give them about 2 to 3 of those mush ponies every day, and that can help that immune system get supported to help with that.
yeah, that, am I back now? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I just like to come back and say, fuck Cox Cable. Anyway, we're trying to keep the vibe high here for the dogs and the cats and the horses. Yeah, it's an allergy. Is this the question you just answered, Cristin?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
The Mush Ponies, the immune system helps with those allergies. Absolutely.
Okay. Is there a link to the Mushroom Ladies? Yeah, it's mushroom in MikeBarraPets.com. We do need to get you guys a Mushroom Ladies YouTube channel though, so we can just directly.
That could be fun.
You can broadcast to that. Just to start a channel, and we can double broadcast to that. Yeah. We had the itch, the bladder stones. This is an interesting one. I've been giving my boy the Mush Ponies to help prevent bladder stones. I also have a girl who will be 12 next month. Been giving both once a day for months. Well, hopefully they're in really good health. So
yeah, send me an email, Tracy, and let's talk about the weight and the breed, and let's make sure that we're giving the right dose and we're giving the right product.
Yeah. Miss Fluffy Muffy has these hot spots that she keeps scratching, and I tried the collar on her and stuff, and I couldn't quite get them healed. And do you think it's a thing where she's again gotten into a habit there, but she's so finicky? I do put the pet balm on. I just started doing that again, yesterday because I noticed it was bleeding and scratched up again. Is there anything we can do besides putting one of those horrible collars on here that would be good for her to, good for her to try? Because will the super sauce help calm all that down, or the super? We call it
Absolutely.
a super
Yes.
sauce, but
Absolutely. The super, and I'll put some in the mail to you, Mike, because I know that would help. I know that some cats, it's like really difficult to get them to eat it at first. You kind of have to disguise it or put it in their food. But once they start eating it, and they'll start feeling better. They'll start craving it. It's kind of an interesting thing with cats. They have to do things on their own terms. They have to do things the way they want to do it, and they have to be exposed to things multiple times. So a lot of people just give up and say, my cat won't eat it. Well, we got to take control and find a way to get the cat to eat it, because once they start feeling better, they're going to eat it. And Tracy, I'm glad you're on the monthly subscription. Tracy, let us know what product you're on. Like I said, send me an email and we'll talk about your dogs, because sometimes if we've got a dog with really severe issues, I know this sounds odd, but we will up them to the mush ponies, because it's highly concentrated, as gives you a little bit more of the issues. So it's really, really important. And again, the Coriolis versicolor mushroom is the mushroom that we feature in our human line. We have the lion's mane, we have the shiitake, we have the reishi, and we also have some really cool gummies for kids. We got to take care of our children too. We've got to get their immune systems healthier. And they go to school and they catch all these things from other kids, and then they bring it home, and then mom and dad catch it, and it's this vicious cycle. So the chocolate chip cookies, which taste amazing, and the gummies are for the kids, and that way they can choose whether they want a cookie or a gummy that day to get their immune support.
show those again, Dyanha. Show those again.
Yeah, it's really cool. The cookies and the gummies. Yeah. And this is the first gummy made without any corn syrup. It is a gummy that's 100% natural. And then our cookies, oh my gosh, they taste so yummy. But again, one cookie, one gummy a day for a kid, and you're going to send them to school with the immune support that their body needs. And that's really important, because these kids, we got kids that are sick out there. We have the best story of one of a community member that had a child with a runny, crusty grandchild nose all the time. They had taken this kid, 3 years old, everywhere. The end result was they were going to start him on steroids, 3 years old. The grandmother opened up a bottle of the Enforce, opened up the capsule, and put it in his warm milk smoothie before he went to bed one night. The next morning, the kid woke up completely clear. The grandmother couldn't believe it. Then she was like, oh, I'm going to have to tell my granddaughter that I gave something to her kid without permission. But it was worth it. So the child now has been on this for a little over a year. No more problems, no more issues, and not on steroids. At 3, who puts a child at 3 on steroids? But thank goodness she, had the wherewithal and thought about, let's try this. Let's see if it works. What can it hurt? It's just a mushroom, right? Yeah. And that's an amazing story when we can see things like that. We had a 4-year-old a couple days ago, same type of thing, child with lots of allergies and lots of problems, and they were really struggling with what to do. And they started this this little girl on the Enforce tablets, and she's doing great. But same thing with our animals. Let's just get their immune systems healthy.
It's also when you have kids that come home and bring diseases, get yourself some ivermectin, folks. Okay, I haven't had a viral illness in 3 or 4 years since I got with Dr. Brooks Agnew from Tuesday nights and started getting some from him. It's important to not only build your system up, but also when you do catch something, you can fight it. There's lots of alternative ways to fight it, and I think we're going to see, in this new era, we're going to see a lot of good stuff. There are some good pharmaceuticals out there that are pretty good.
Yeah, and you're right there. I think we're in a whole new place. We're going to get hats that say "Make Pets Healthy Again." It's going to be MPHA, because we want the same thing for our animals that we want for people. And a lot of it's nutrition. You know that. And a lot of it's what they're putting in their bodies.
Yeah, I'm not the best at having good nutrition, that's for sure. But Super Sauce is miraculous, says Bejeweled. And Bigfoot Softwash said, will this mushroom help with heartworm? Will that kind of help with heartworm? The special sauce will.
Well, so Cristin and I will both answer that. My first answer is the immune system can do anything. Cristin?
Yeah, the immune system actually not only kills worms and parasites, but it also helps to eliminate them from the body as well.
Okay, well that's good stuff. Let me go back to the super sauce there. I keep calling it super sauce. It's now
It's,
special sauce.
yeah, it's.
I
special
like
sauce,
super
yeah.
sauce myself.
I know, but sometimes you gotta change things. So the
Yeah,
special
all
sauce
right.
for the cats and the dogs, such a great product, amazing product.
Yeah, you got it for cats and you got it for dogs.
And the Mojos, the cats love them. Have you given the Mojos to Miss Fluffy Muffy?
I think I tried to do that once and she kind of went, she is such a finicky eater. It's crazy. I mean, this is a cat who like, I have to give her a specific brand of tuna or she'll reject tuna. I mean,
Boy, has she got you trained.
well, and how did she get so pudgy? Because she's a pudgy little thing, and it's like, I mean, I give her the shitty Purina one, and she'll gobble that up. But oh no, I give her some tuna, and I'm not sure about that.
Well, and there's that whole thing. Dogs have masters and cats have staff, and obviously she's learned
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But you want with the Mojos for her, just expose her a couple times to them,
Yeah.
and lay them down in her favorite place.
I will just lay them
for her.
Yeah, I will do that. I'll just start putting one in the places she likes to lay. She likes to lay next to her kitty spout in the bedroom.
Yeah, once they start smelling it and starts becoming familiar, then the cat will go to it. But in the beginning, cats are, they're pretty smart. They're gonna wait.
Yeah. Okay, I realize you're not psychic, but maybe you are a certified pet nutritionist. Maybe you can give me a hint. There's this behavior of hers that I find interesting. Like she will give me this really distressed mewling. Like she was just doing that before we started the show. She's in the other room and I just hear this thing and I go in there and she's just laying there next to her kitty spout, or she's in the bathtub. Now she did pee in the bathtub, which can be an indication of a urinary tract infection. I know that. I've watched that before, but it's just like she'll be in the bedroom by herself. Do you have any idea what might be going on there, or or is it some, maybe, I mean, she's 13, 14.
Yeah. Is
Maybe
it
she's
before
getting a little,
or after she goes potty or pees or poops? Is it before or
doesn't
after?
seem to- no, no.
Is into it?
Just like dad's in here working at the computer, she goes into the bedroom and starts to get ready to lay down, and I just get this really distressed, like, come get me thing, and I go in there and she's like looking at me like, what's your problem, dude?
Okay, but you just said it. She does that to call you.
Right. Okay.
And you come.
And I do come.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if she was doing it before she went potty or after she went potty, I would say, oh, maybe we got some infection or something going on. But it might just be her. She's getting older. She might be having some little bit of cognitive issues, and she might be like, "Where's my daddy? Where's my daddy?" And so she calls you, and she knows that when she does that, you're going to come.
She might panic that you're not with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a possibility. This is really interesting. I had the most wonderful pet psychic years ago, and she's still out there. Her name is Denise Zach. She doesn't do pets anymore because it was just too hard on her, right? It was just the emotional, because people would call her in emergencies and
yes,
it's time to put my pet down and stuff. But I had a kitty like this, Indy, and Indy was doing the same thing. I'd hear this distressed calling in the middle of the night, and I thought, oh, she's got kitty dementia. She wakes up and she doesn't recognize her surroundings. She forgets she lives here now instead of the old house in Minnesota or something. And I asked Denise about it, and she said, no, that's not it. She's worried that she's getting older and she can't play like she used to and run and jump around and entertain you. And she's worried that if she doesn't do that, you'll get rid of her the way.
Oh, that's
mom just dumped her mom, my ex-wife. I was working in LA. She was still in Minnesota. The plan was she was supposed to come out. Anyway, we would have, conjugal visits every couple of weeks. And one time she just brings Indy and just dumps her in my lap. I wasn't really even living, like she just didn't even want her. And wow. So you never know what's going through their little heads. And I wish I could get a hold of these.
I actually have somebody here in Vegas I can recommend you to, Mike. I have
a really good pet psychic.
Oh yeah, she's good.
But she's not a specialist pet
no,
psychic.
This is a good one. You know who it is, Cristin? It's Lisette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Lisette. She's amazing.
Okay, Justine, I have a question. What is good for anxiety and seizures for my dog?
The chill doggies.
Chill doggies. Yeah.
Yeah, the lion's mane in the chill doggies is good for cognitive issues. And we have seen amazing help with seizures, amazing help with the dementia that can start happening with older dogs. Plus, it just takes them down a notch, which is really important when you're dealing with something like that. The thing about the chill doggies, it is all natural herb, lemon balm, catnip, lion's mane, rosemary, all these amazing things. Catnip for dogs calms them down. But you do have to kind of experiment a little to find the sweet spot because every animal accepts them a little differently. So if you've given them too many, they'll just go to sleep. No, nothing wrong. You'll find, anywhere from a quarter to 2 biscuits will take care of the animal, and then you just get them on a schedule. Yeah.
Yeah. Barkley gets a lot of anxiety. This is weird. When I start the oven up, because like there's some pizza cheese that drip to the bottom and it burns, and you get this sooty smell.
Yeah.
For some reason, that really upsets him, whether it's the air fryer or whether it's the regular oven. It upsets him. He starts getting anxious. His heart beats fast. We have to put his thunder shirt on him. And I don't remember. I have some chill doggies around here, I think, somewhere.
If you don't, let me know. I'll send you some.
Try that. Yeah.
Well, first of all, their sense of smell is so unbelievable.
I don't know. I don't know what it is about the smell.
It's the smell.
I don't know what it is about the burning smell, but
it's fire. It's called fire. Get mommy to get everybody out of the house. It scares them. They don't like that. And it could be that when those things come on, they're emitting a little bit of a frequency and a sound. I know Cristin was going right there too, right? The sound, the air fryer sound can be a high pitch and it hurts their ears. And Barkley has had ear problems, hasn't he? Or is that just
not really? No, that's Miss Fluffy Wuffy.
Fluffy Wuffy, okay. But yeah,
I could also clean my oven.
You could also.
I was going to say that, but I decided not to.
I have cleaning ladies, but they haven't done that. All right, guys. Thank you for being here, the two of you. I really appreciate you guys. You do fantastic work, both of you, and your commitment to this and the health of not only pets but people is really phenomenal and something to be admired. And again, this is a thing where it helps you, it helps your pets, it helps me, it helps the show, it helps these two wonderful ladies continue the good work that they do. So get on over there, MikeBarrettPets.com. And again, if you have any questions about something going on with your pet, send the email to Dyanha at MikeBarrettPets@gmail.com. It'll go right to her. She is a certified pet nutritionist, and she'll take care of you. She'll figure out a way to take care of you.
And don't forget, we're going to come up with a great idea for an Easter giveaway. So I want you to be thinking about it, Mike. And, any of the proceeds we're going to.
This is one of the things where StreamYard is better than Restream, where StreamYard, you can run contests. Like you can just say, okay, if you come in, we're going to have a giveaway. And I could just run a contest and you give somebody a word, like
oh, how fun.
Chill doggy or something. And everybody types in chill doggy. Now I can't do that with Restream. Maybe we'll do a special stream over on the StreamYard side. I don't know. It's complicated.
Or we could have everybody send a picture of their pet to the Gmail, and we could flash up some pictures, and maybe they could put them in their best Easter.
Oh, we're going to have people vote on who's the cutest pet? Because that's always going to be a Chihuahua. It's always going to be a Chihuahua.
Oh, I know. Yeah. We've got reps in Australia right now, and the Tasmanian devil is getting ready to be extinct because of cancer. And so we're really excited about some of the work we might be able to do with animals.
That would be a wonderful humanitarian project.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
No. Okay. Thank you, Cristin. Thank you, Dyanha. Love you guys. You're the best. I wore my Boulder City shirt.
I saw that.
Dyanha is in Boulder City right now. I think, Cristin, you're in Boulder City too, right? You're up there somewhere? No?
You're in Henderson.
Henderson. Okay. Well, most of the time when I see you, you're in Boulder City.
Yeah. So. They were here last night until late. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Get to MikeBarrettPets.com. And again, everybody, the news is just hang on to your hats and wait. Things continue to happen. I have verification on a lot of this stuff. And it's not quite time to get excited yet, but it could be when you wake up tomorrow. You never know. We're getting close. We're on track. Hang in there. And I will see you guys probably Friday for an update. Maybe I'll take tomorrow off. I don't know. Thanks. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.